learned how to sharpen by hand until better things came along. The first generation of sharpening was a flat plate and sandpaper, wet sandpaper. I don't have, this will do for demonstration purposes. I'll just stick this in there.
I never did sharpen with sandpaper. I used Arkansas stone.
Yeah. But say this is a plain blade, you would set your angle with some sort of mechanism. They have all kinds of different ways to set it, and you would wet your paper and sit here and sharpen back and forth. Then this was so slow.
Yeah.
Everybody drafted up to diamond stones.
Okay.
Diamond stones, when you want to flatten something, the back of a plane blade, anything that has a flat back, you must start on the flat side first. If the back is not flat, you are spitting in the wind.
Yep.
You've got nothing.
Really?
You will be all day trying to sharpen it, and at the very end, you still have nothing.
Yeah.
So the back must be absolutely flat.
I usually do about an inch
Right.
and flatten that. But I always, just like you said, I always go.
You've got to flatten the back first. And if it's not flat and hasn't been flattened before, you have to spend
A little time.
a lot of time
Yeah.
to get it flat in most cases.
Why would it not be flat?
I've had planes from the factory that were not really flat.
What I saw
Weather-
on the
weather
YouTube,
will
they said they're not
also-
always flat.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
saw that.
And put them in tension or somehow they got put in tension or
Or
something.
if you're doing a lot of heavy planing, hand planing,
You can
and-
actually bend them slightly.
yeah, you can bend the very sharp point
Front edge of it.
a little, so you need to get flattened all
You've
back out.
got to start on the back.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
You have to start on
So
the back.
there's a reason, you see all these tools have angles on them.
All right.
All right, and there's a reason that those angles are set where they are, because through the time, people have gone
Experimented.
lower
Yeah.
angle, higher angle, and found this to be the most common, best cutting, and so
There's
that,
like a-
it kinda standardized.
Trade-off, right, between shearing and cutting.
Yeah.
Right, so there's, the fibers, how they lay and things like
Sure
that,
enough.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And different angles for different grains.
that's it.
And you
An
angle
end
it.
grain or you want, a different angle.
Sure.
No,
grade
the
left
same
angle?
is true with
Huh?
stone carving tools
Left.
as well?
I don't
Ma'am?
know, I don't know enough about stone carving tools to know if they would need to be different or not,
Huh.
so,
Huh.
but I concentrate on wood stuff,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I think
I have several different diamond stones here. Who was it that said they used wet?
Me,
Yeah. He used them wet. That particular manufacturer, Tormex, recommends dry. So
Gotcha.
check your manufacturer
sure enough.
and see what they recommend.
So Johnny, why is one red, one blue?
Well, they're four-sided.
Oh, okay.
They're different grits on on each side.
Oh.
But I use these for flattening. Like you say, you gotta get it flat first. And then I typically go motorized. I have two different motorized setups. I have this one here, which a lot of guys have. This is a one way,
One way.
and this jig,
Very jig.
the bear jig.
Yep.
And it is designed, and I've already set this up. You set it with the right angle. You set your protrusion. I put a 2-inch block here. You set your protrusion. You set this end in here. And you just lightly kiss it.
inside bird off. Just takes-
No, you don't fool
No.
with the inside on those. It'll put a burr on it, but you get into the wood,
It'll
30
be right
seconds,
off.
the burr's gone.
Yeah.
When you say burr, you're talking about wire edge, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
I've
leave
never
it,
seen
leave
one
it.
of those tools.
Yeah.
That way you
Sure.
sure.
That's what that looks like. Anybody?
And the wood's gonna clean it where it needs to be cleaned too.
Follow that curve, that
This also has, this is a 220 grit, this is a 600 grit. These are CBN wheels, and it stands for
carbon borate nitrile.
There you go.
Thank you.
Easy for him to say,
Can you spell that?
But
Spell
it's
it?
like second hardest, second under a diamond or something. It's
Right under a dime.
very hard.
Wow.
They don't recommend doing carbide on them. They will do carbide.
They will
but-
do,
but
if
it-
you just don't touch them.
Yep. You wanna go for the
But you
diamond
wanna be
stuff.
tool steel or better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's
If you're
got,
going
if
up-
you use, if you try to do something soft
Mm-hmm.
on these wheels, they will gum up, and you'll ruin them because you can't get it out.
Oh,
And they ain't cheap.
Oh, no,
no, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
close to $200 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, I'd like to reiterate about using water on diamond, and I think that has to do with the speed in which your diamond is turning. So if you're turning, this is turning slow enough where you're not building up any heat.
Oh, no, that's the whole purpose.
And so when you're starting to get faster, your heat builds up, and the water keeps you from losing your temper in your hand.
Yeah, and Tormex is known for their, everything is slow speed, right, everything is slow speed.
What's the RPM on that?
1800, or no. Well,
I think that is, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, 18.
But the Tormex, half of that, I think, isn't it?
no, that's like,
What's this?
No, that's like
500?
100.
Oh, it's that slow,
Yeah.
okay.
This is 90.
Wow.
Really? Oh,
Now, this setup, this is probably the most versatile as far as sharpening anything. This has a myriad of jigs. Of course, they're all individual. You've got all kind of jigs that go on this bar. This setup that goes on this one, this is fast. If you wanna just stick a tool in there, get your protrusion, stick it on there, and hit it a lick real quick, this is fast. This is what I use 80% of the time, or 75% of the time. Because it's close to my tool, close to my leg. I actually keep this in my other little office. But this has so many different jigs, you can sharpen just about anything in a woodworking shop. Plane blades, chisels, I mean, you name it. I mean, it's got a little jig for skew chisels, everything. All kinds of wood carving tools. And this basically is the same setup, a little different. You write them on here so that you can repeat this setup instantly. I can put this in this jig and you use this setup. It's all written on the side. All the information's written on the side. You set this hole to there to make sure you got contact on both wheels. If you don't, you move this bar in and out. It's set right now.
Ah,
And so you make sure you're set. Take this off, it's got magnets, sticks right there. Set this on here. And you do the same thing.
wow, wow, wow.
Oh, sorry.
Now this is slow turning.
This puts a beautiful edge.
What grade of wheel is that?
Johnny,
And then,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
then you, well, y'all seen that.
Some of it goes against it.
Y'all
against the
seen
sharp.
that, you take it out.
And it goes away from the sharp.
Then you get your burr off, if you choose to, on your wheel.
Well, that's actually a hollow ground on
So
that.
that's,
Burr?
That's actually a hollow ground on that chisel.
Yeah.
Slightly, very slightly.
Right,
That's the caveat with these two.
right,
These are gonna be, they're gonna have a slight
light hollow.
hologram to it.
Is that good or bad?
If it's not that much reveal, it's damn hard to see.
Oh, I know, I mean,
I like the whole.
And this tool, some of the setups, this comes out and can go here. Some of the setups, you run against the tool. Some of them you run away from the tool.
really?
That's why you cannot ever lose the book.
Better be super smart if you do, huh? To remember it all.
Oh goodness, why would you run it against?
Some of the tools, they recommend to run against them. Some of them don't.
Like
Uh,
the blade you're sharpening over there was going against the blade, the sharpness. This one's going away from it.
It was turning away from it, right. This was turning away,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is, was this one as well, or
Yeah,
this
that
one's
one-
turning toward?
That's
That
running
turns
toward.
toward it.
That one definitely does turn toward,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever works.
But every jig and every type of knife, it tells you how to set it up
Wow, that's cool.
and how to turn it. This swivels so that when this is over here, you got it on your side. You always got it on your side.
Is that reversible or is that?
Well, you just reversed it.
No, I mean,
I know that you can't buy them, they got
the
candles.
motor's not
No,
reversible.
the motor's not.
No.
But it has this little swivel base
Yeah.
that lets you swivel it and stay.
So that gives you sharper blade than that one does?
Instead of, yeah.
This is a finer grit. This will have a more polished edge to it.
It'll be a little sharper cut then, or?
And what
Right.
grid,
Would you need
what
that?
grid is that?
Huh?
What grid is that?
1200.
Well, oh, goodness.
So what would you need to get something, you need to have a certain kind of wood or something, or when would you need a sharper knife like what this would do? Is there a certain kind of wood that you'd be cutting into? or-
Well, if you're changing, a lot of times, if you're changing a bevel on a tool to do a certain thing, like I've taken some tools and steepened them up so you get in the bottom of a bowl, or change the angle so that you can dig into the bottom of a bowl. I use this stone. Now this comes off. These are all just hand tight. But this stone goes, and this runs in water. There's a little water trough.
Water system, I saw it.
And this runs, same setup. Now, they're so smart that they've compensated for the size of the grindstone. You set this is exactly 10 inch. This started out as 10 inch, now it's about 9.5. I've had this machine for 15 years. So when I put this stone on, you have to set this angle down to 9.5. Then you set your angle like you had a plane blade. Again, you put this against the wheel, you put this against the blade that's sticking here. Use this as a blade. Your blade's there. And you would stick this right here and adjust this until the angle, this angle, got to where it was flat.
I see.
To match the angle.
Compensates for the wearing blade, yeah.
And so, lock it all in, start your machine, and just start making passes. back and forth like that.
No.
But this is probably the most versatile sharpener I've ever seen. And, I've had it, like I say, I've had it for 15 years.
So if you only could buy one, that would be the one?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And what is that, around 2,000?
Look in the book.
You thinking Christmas?
There's a sharpener, oh, there on the corner, yeah. The jigs, like I say, the jigs are all individual. This is,
John, I'm broke.
of course, for,
Accessories.
just for, you know, just if you wanted to grind something, you know, you could set it right there. Run it. This,
Ralph, how much is it?
$755.
Without the jigs.
this is for scissors,
Oh, yeah.
sharpening scissors.
Ah,
This is designed to go with this other platform. I've saved some people some real money on scissors.
I bet.
This has a smooth surface.
What's the trick to sharpening scissors?
I know,
Jig.
that might hurt.
Don't ever try to do it,
So the
but
jig
you
makes
put
the
this,
difference.
and this is designed to slide in here. So you slide your thing across, and you match your angle that's already there. You know, that's what the old magic marker's for. You put your mark on your tool out there like that. And then when it's ground off at the right angle, you can see it.
Ah.
Get a mark left and stick in a high spot.
Yep.
But, never be without the magic
Or a low
marker
spot.
in the sharpening business.
Huh.
But it's got several jigs for all kinds of turning tools and skew chisels and, plain blades. I mean, just about, well, y'all can look through the book. I mean, it's just about anything in the woodworking business that you can ask for. This is, if it's something difficult or if something, of course, like I say, when you're sharpening something, if you're not trying to change anything, if you like the 30-degree angle that you have on there, I just put the black magic marker on there. Don't turn the machine on, set the jig up, turn the wheel by hand, look at your deal, adjust your height. You know, this has a micro adjust right here. You can micro adjust, turn your thing again, look at your mark, lock it down and go. It's not that difficult if you're just duplicating what you already have. It's a little more difficult when you want to change things. If you want to change a blade from 25 to 30, you're going to be there a while. You're going to put this stone on, get it there, and then smooth it off.
Do you ever put a bevel on something that doesn't have a bevel? No?
I don't know that I have. Most everything I have is resharpened.
It's already?
Yeah, it's already sharpened. And as they always say, in most cases, 99% of the cases, you want to hone it after you get through.
Yeah.
And the honing is done on this part.
All
not
of these,
in here.
all of these are set up for home.
Huh?
You put a little paste on it.
I guess that's not so like
Put a little paste on it, and then you would hone it if you so desired. If it was something, you can either hone by hand, or you could turn this around
Yeah.
and set it
And
up to
set up the whole
hone,
thing.
So like you ground it.
just like you ground it.
Will a polished tool hold an edge longer than one that's not polished?
Yes.
Did I see that in?
you need to make sure that's cleaned off. And that stuff just goes away.
So did you impregnate the leather with machine oil?
Yes, I keep machine oil, when it starts to dry out a little bit, I'll put it on.
When they say machine oil, what do they mean?
I use,
Is that 3 in 1?
I bought a little jar of it, I got it in the other room.
We got a little on the outside of your hand.
That's a really fine grit.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe what I use.
Well, here's some other stuff. I haven't used this yet, I bought this. And, this got hard to find, you couldn't get it. And so, that sharpening supply company said, just use this, it's basically the same thing. I've never used it.
What is that?
I think it's basically the same. It's in German, so you're not gonna have a lot of.
Lifetime supply, that too.
Shine has the surface protection,
Nice,
applied
guys.
for solid across road and
That's lovely. And what do you use?
What do I use?
Toothpaste,
Yeah.
Toothpaste?
I use Crest sometimes, but,
Crest, or,
but you don't wanna use it because of the calcium that's in it, so you really wanna use something like, I use, to be honest with you, I used toothpaste one time, and then I got corrected by a guy. And, so I use McGuire's polishing compound.
Right.
Rubbing compound.
Are you a Rockhound, Blitz?
Am I
Yes.
Rockhound?
Yes, I am. But if I'm trying to get something like American, I use Airblades. And I don't have anything like he has.
That's what they polish
I
lenses.
start with that.
Ah, okay, yeah.
In fact,
We'll have to talk about
if you get Ralph to admit it, Ralph also starts with one of those when we sharpen stuff.
sure. Well, we all started with something, you know, what we all could afford at first, you know. And usually that was either sandpaper or a grinder, or a sand, or
Yeah.
a belt, yeah. I saw a carpenter one time turn a belt sander over one time and get his chisel out and go to work on it right there, you know. And I was like, okay.
I actually see my dad do that.
It worked. It works. It works. You know, if you gotta sand it, you gotta find enough belts.
And I don't have a leather wheel, I have a paper.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So what are the tricks for using like a planer blade on these stones? 'Cause that's kind of out of my reach right now.
A planer blade?
Yes, right
a
here.
planer.
This thing right here.
That's mainly for chisels and
This is
for,
really fancy,
Yeah.
but they're, you can cook
here,
it.
Don.
The trick is to have it on the same right angle.
Right, I've got one that holds my planer blades, and I just put it on there until I get it lined up and do it.
That's really the only thing sharper than really.
I do that too.
Yes, I do the chisels, like that's the one thing that
In a bridge, a piano, just go look at one, it's hand notched. So my chisel, I have to notch